I came across this free software by accident, really. I was just playing about looking at image manipulation. It's called fSpy. Basically what it does, it takes a still image and finds the focal length of the lens used. So what you do is you line up the vanishing points. This is on the y-axis, so we take the two green ones, juggle about. This is the x-axis, and obviously two lines aren't enough, one y, one x. You've got to have two of each, because they've got to point at the vanishing point. The obvious one is the top of that banister railing, but that didn't work. When it's solved, you'll see it solves on the right hand side of the image. Just trying to think where to go for the other X one. But, you really want them fairly well separated. Ideally one at one side of the image and one at the other, but this is quite a complex image. I've played with 3 or 4. This actually has 3 vanishing points, but it looks as if it's been lens corrected. Now that's solved. There's no problem there. You can dim the image just to put a grid down. As you can see, as you'd expect, the grid matches on the X, but it's not particularly matching on the Z-axis. As you can see, its Z-axis is just that bit off. Just pull the grid down onto that landing there. We'll go in here, and if you click there, we can get the 3rd vanishing point, which will be the Z-axis, which are the blue lines. So we'll try one up here. Follow that sort of bump in the wall down. That has solved, and we ought to find another one, and this is going to be the problem because they're nearly all parallel, the vertical lines, as if they'd been shot with a tilt shift lens, which is not ideal. That's solved there. And the line isn't quite straight. As soon as I straighten the line, it won't solve it, because obviously the lines 3 and 3, the blue ones, are parallel. It can't. We'll go somewhere else and just try it. As soon as it's tilted, you see it solves. Wondering. It's not ideal, but it does work quite well. Go for that little crease. I think we'll have to go to call that solved. Go up here to File, Save As, and as usual I just dump everything on my desktop. Not the tidiest of workers. Just name it anything. Now we've finished with this, and we can pop it into Blender. Before you do, you've got to have a 3D object in Blender. So I'll pop a cube in for the time being. Go to File, Import, an fSpy file, and we put it on the desktop, and there it is. So import it. The import fSpy thing is an add-on. They're both available from GitHub if anybody wants to know where they're from. Either Google fSpy or ask and I'll tell you. It'll come as a zip file, the add-on, and don't unzip it, just dump it straight in. Right, we're in edit mode now. So what we're going to do is start. I'll just model a bit of this. Obviously it'd take nearly all day to model a lot, so we just drag out a plane, click there, and then we'll have to shift click that bit. Could have just pressed Alt and left click anywhere on that edge. And E, X, extrude out that way. Shift left click to get that edge, and then E, X, and we'll go a bit further. We should have gone a bit further still, but it'll be alright because this one's moving back. We'll cancel that, just right click. We don't want to do that. What we want to do is to go into face select, press A to select all, and then we'll shuffle it back until we get it lined up with the edge of that step. And to go into edge select mode again. I'm still in face select, that's why it's not selecting. Obviously to model the whole scene would probably take several hours, but select that edge, E, Z, and pull it down. E and then Y to pull it out. And then E and Z and down. And you can see it creating 3D steps on top of a 2D reference image. And that's about it really. Whether I shall persevere with this or not, but it's useful to know it exists just in case I ever need to use it for anything. As you can see, that's 3D steps. If you want to go back into camera view and keep on modelling, you just press 0. There we are, that's about it.